Testing. Okay, Calvin, be a good boy today. Okay. So we should have the doggo with us. You really can't see him. I got to get rid of this thing behind me. Once that's gone, you guys will be able to see more of him. But for now, you might catch a glimpse or two of him. He's eating right now. Is he? Say hi to everybody, Cal. No. Okay. He's a little camera shy. All right. Did any of you guys watch the Game Awards? That was fun. Trying to find the TV remote to skip over the women having sex while my kids were watching with me. And the dude's schlong hanging out. I'm used to having to skip over like violent stuff, but not people, not a cut to people banging. All right. So off screen, let me show you what's going on with the game real quick. Let me show you what's going on with the game because I made a pretty significant improvement off screen moments after I ended the stream last time, which was what, 2 days ago. We got the camera rotation working with inputs across the network. Something I couldn't wrap my brain around for a long time. But we got it figured out. And let me just get my controllers all set up here. We'll go through that. Okay. So, let me head over to the game. Greg, how's it going? So let me show you that. So we'll start the server here. The top one is the client right now. So that's me. It's a little, the jitter is still a problem. We might want to try and tackle that either today or tomorrow. Doesn't matter when. But here's the important thing. I'll do it on the server side so our brains don't fry from the jitter. We can move the camera around, and our player movement is relative to that. So we can do that. You ever do this in a game where you just can run around in a perfect circle? So this is all working with inputs being sent across the line. So it takes technically what we're doing is we're sending camera rotation as an input. I don't think I've been on the internet since Saturday. Oh my. Yeah, so we've got this going, which is pretty big deal. I counted in Fantasy Life, the rotation took, I want to say it was 5 seconds around the player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're using the same measurement I am, which is 1.25 seconds for the rotation. So we might want it to be a little bit faster because I feel like it's too slow. But yeah, so we can move the player around. We can do the same thing with the net code with the client. Now we're gonna ignore that jitter. That's a bug. We're pretty confident, but same deal. Look at that. Let me go over here. Let's go this. So It totally works. Ignoring minus the jitter, which we're gonna fix. We're confident on that. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm glad you have this one in. So anyways, that was honestly something besides doing the net code the past like 30 plus days when I was working on that, or a little less than 30. When I was working on that, in the back of my head, I'm like, how do I do the camera with player inputs? Yeah, that's the server adjusting the client's position when it's off. So I think it has to do with the way we're rolling the inputs together. So we'll fix it eventually. It's just not hugely important because I'm pretty sure I know what it is. But that's what you should see when you roll back. And we'll be able to tween it to hide it a bit more. And the rollback shouldn't be that often. So that should only happen when there's a discrepancy between what the server simulates and the client simulates, which should be pretty rare. Yes. Moving on from something that isn't important. The camera rotation? Or which part wasn't important? Anyway, so yeah, the reason why the camera rotation was weird, or the camera rotation was a hard problem, was because I didn't understand how I could simulate it as an input on the other end. Right now. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're going to ignore that. The jitter? Yeah. We're going to ignore the jitter. We're going to trust that we can fix that in the future. But we have an idea of what it is. And actually, some of the other sort of side quests that we've done, the sort of distractions, if you want to call them that we've worked on, are quests towards making, when we go to fix that problem, a lot easier to fix. So we refactored a bit of the server code and the stuff so that when we come back to it eventually, it'll be hopefully easier to catch. Anyways, so I thought we should just work on making more of the game. What do you guys think? Like some of the stuff that we're actually going to do in the game. I was thinking about doing resource collection. So when you bust a mine open, like things fall out of it. We collect the things. So that's what I was thinking about working on. Now I've been examining how Fantasy Life does this, and I need some other. I think Runestone is the next game I should buy. That's in the wheelhouse of this genre of games. Although it's my understanding, Runestone. Is it Runestone? I forget. Rune something. But that game focuses more primarily on farming as the central element. And we're a little bit of everything. So if our game is anything, it is a Venn diagram of overlapping ADHD tasks. Okay? So we're tapping into people's lizard brains. We're making slop. Not really, but so there's like if we're to look at it, if we're to think of it this way, there's mining and there's going to be wood cutting, and then there's going to be resource gathering, which is like stuff you find on the ground, like plucking. I don't know what you call that. Something. And then there's combat, which combat is a little weird because it's a lot of different things. And then there's crafting, the crafting elements. And crafting is like gear. Crafting. There's like like wardrobe. I don't know what to call it. Wardrobe. So weapon crafting wardrobe. Um, and so on. So anyway, so these would fall under, let's call them green for crafting, red for combat, and then we'll do blue for these other three. So these all are overlapping each other. Like this. So it's just the nerdvana of like different tasks sort of wrap into each other. Okay? Pop, pop! Pop, pop! How's it going, JD? Grabbing, snatching, absconding with, capturing, tickling. RuneScape. That's the one I'm thinking of. Second favorite. Jiggle physics. Oh, yeah. Collecting resources. Yeah. Rin the fatty. How's it going? Yeah, it has been. How you been doing? I got a dog with me in the background. So back to it. So we're going to drop resources. So let's go ahead and figure out that part of things. We have, what is it, boy? What is it? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Oh, that's my boy. Oh, your big paw. Oh, you're going to make me fall. You're going to make me fall. You need to go outside? All right, I'll let Mama know. You don't want to hang out with me? All right. He doesn't want to hang out with me. Fine. What do I care, Cal? What do I care? Oh, we already have done this. So we have nugget copper large, nugget copper medium, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're caching all this. Pure love and silliness. I know, he's a big sweetie. Well, to people he knows. To strangers, he'll make you think he's going to kill you. But I'm pretty sure, it doesn't happen often, but it has happened, where he'll be in the yard and some worker will come into the yard without asking. And it's like the fence line is like, I'll kill you territory. And as soon as you cross the fence line, it's like, oh, you passed the magical barrier. Okay. All right. Well, welcome in, I guess. So we have these nuggets. Let's take a look at the nuggets. So we're going to drop these different nuggets here. Let's go over to world. So we're going to just have them kind of explode out. So I guess what we need is a simple function to call that will have our nuggets explode onto everyone. We want to explode our nuggets all over everybody. Can I not drag like this? Can we split the view here? We can split the view, but we can't have two viewports. Like, I can't have this one be resources. No. Yeah, Godot, you're still a little young project, young sweetheart. What if I go like this? Would that work? No. Well, anyways, here's what the nuggets look like. So there's all the nuggets, but they're individual. We have the individual nuggets, right? So we've got the individual pieces. By the way, I want to say something. I saw a video from I Heart Funny Boys. Let me do a shout out. Is it BO? Oh no. Come on. So I Heart Funny Boys is working on a multiplayer life sim using the exact same assets I'm using. I promise you, I did not know that was happening. I swear to you, I didn't know. And I saw a video of her using Godot's turnkey thing, and of course it was like one night she gets the multiplayer going. So she's using the multiplayer synchronizer and spawner stuff. We are going in an entirely different route, and we're accepting a creation of lag in a sense to reduce the appearance of lag. In multiplayer there's always lag, but you can kind of manipulate things to make it appear as if there isn't. No, I saw you. You're the one who mentioned it to me. I saw that, Greg. But I finally saw a video of it. It came up on my YouTube feed because I follow her on YouTube as well. Yeah. So no, definitely. I didn't realize. It's like that, Calvin. It's like that. You got chewies and everything, and you're gonna make me start getting up and doing my thing again, aren't you? Can I please have that? Thank you. All right. Sorry, guys. It's like that, y'all. So, anywho, I'm just gonna say that, and it only encourages me to try and get towards creating my own resources and assets for this ASAP. So I do have a sketchbook. I've started sketching in it. I'm starting to figure out. I had started to in the books. Dorothy, in the first book, Dorothy frees the monkey slaves. They're I think they refer to it as bondage, not slavery, in the books. So she actually frees the slaves twice in that book. First, the Munchkins, who were in bondage to the Witch of the East, by squishing her on accident, and then she intentionally. There's this cap that allows you to make these wishes that the monkeys have to fulfill. And there you get 3 of them, because it's a fable. And she uses 2 of them to kind of reset the wrongs of the Wicked Witch of the West. And then the 3rd one, she frees them with it. And so they're no longer under the control of that cap. So anyways, so going forward in the world of Oz, I was trying to think about these monkeys, these flying monkeys, and like, okay, how does this work? And I figure they're going to be out and about trying to make a new life for themselves. And the concern that I have, I'm just going to outright say it. Fiera, same setup, just I don't have the thing pulled down, so you guys can kind of see the dog walking around. Again, this is going to go away eventually. I'm going to tear this thing down. And then you'll be able to see Calvin walking around more. Like right now, he's sort of peeking. Hey, buddy, bring it here. Want to play fetch? Give me the ball. Give me the ball. He wants to play fetch, but he won't bring the ball. Oh, here we go. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Son of a bitch. He does that thing that the dogs do where they're like, oh, I want to play fetch, and then they won't give you the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Okay. Give me. He's stupid. You jerk. Well, I want to play fetch with you, but you got to give me the ball. There you go. Let go. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Okay, ready? Go get it. There we go. All right. So anyways, someone who lives where there's an annual Wizard of Oz fest nearby, those drunk munchkins probably love the bondage. They were trouble whenever they were in town before they all died off. That is, oh my god. Well, I mean, you don't have a lot of people you can smash, JD. So you kind of stick together in a group so you can smash. I understand. Anyways. So I'm going to come out and outright and say it. There's some problems with the flying monkeys because of American history and the what was the term they used for blackface and all that stuff, and like the gesture or whatever the hell all that stuff is. The real danger is, and when you look at the original artwork of the books, there's a little hint of that. And so I want to be very careful not to tap into any of that unintentionally, that energy that may be there. And so I'm going to try and come up with some ways of not accidentally tapping into that shit. I've had two realizations as well. We're going to get to work here in just a second, but I'm just kind of catching you up on like the thinking that I've been doing about the game outside of the dev process of actually programming everything and all that. Two things. Oz is AWE, like the land of Oz, like wow, like AWES, right? But it's OZ. So I think I made that connection that's what Baum was doing with the name OZ it's like when you say Oz, like something is causes you to have awe or something like that. So that connection to that as a thing I think is important when I'm creating new stuff for it. And the other thing too is when he was creating these books, he would just tell children stories. And so he would just like make up stories to kids, and he made up the story of Dorothy and all that stuff before he ever wrote it down. And so I think that's another important thing, is to imagine that you're creating stories for children. Cause I'm going to try and make this like a colorful game. I was watching the fucking Game Awards, guys, and it's just like I was saying earlier, like I had to struggle and find the remote. Usually I have it right in front of me because I'm always having to fast forward through trailers when I watch these game shows because a lot of them are really violent and stuff. So anyways, the Divinity trailer was playing, and there's like a dude schlong hanging out. He's getting burned at the stake, and then it cuts to women just banging each other. And I'm just like, oh God, like trying to find the remote to skip all of it. And luckily there was so much just everything going on that I don't think my kids understood what the hell they were even looking at. But the whole time I was like, oh, this is getting bad. I got to find I was watching it on the Xbox. So I had to find the goddamn Xbox controller to control everything. Come on, buddy. So anyways, there needs to be a lot like more cheery games out there, is all I'm saying. Like everything's way too grimdark and stuff. I think that's why the whole cozy category is taking off. That's just what we used to call video games. Like that was just a video game, but now it's a cozy game. And it's like, no, that's just games. It's like a lot of them used to be fun and stuff. It was like, oh man, I didn't even see that one. The Mega Man one looked all right, although the Capcom's shepherding of Mega Man has been really weak. I mean, it doesn't speak well. They literally had it going down this room, and the years that the Mega Man releases are like, it's like a 2-year break, and then a 4-year, and a 10-year, and then 15. And it's like, you guys aren't really selling Mega Man very well if you're going to go through the release history of it. Ozma. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, all of them, all of the books. JD, the plan is to do all the books. But yeah, I've talked about Ozma. I've talked about how a lot of times we'll take like modern views and stuff and interject them into things. And it's always baffled me how Ozma of Oz is basically like this I've mentioned it before, but it's like this trans story, and it hasn't been adapted into anything modern, which to me is just baffling. Because it's literally like it's I don't know. It's interesting to me because now if that was written now, it'd be like, oh, this book is woke or whatever, and it's like it was totally accepted. It was a totally accepted story in 1904. Anyways. Yeah, Return to Oz combines three of the books. Three of the books, yeah. And it is. And the world of Oz is kind of scary. It's also it's kind of it's kind of freaky because like the Tin Man and any of the creatures that are created from nothing, like the Scarecrow and stuff, they have no it's basically established that they have no soul. They don't exist in a spiritual sense. They are creatures that have come alive, but they have no real well, no, the Tin Man's opposite. I'm sorry. The Tin Man's still living like Tin Man's a little weird. But like Jack is his name Jack? I forget. But the Pumpkinhead guy and like the Scarecrow and stuff, it's a little different for them. Where they're not quite like living beings. Bob, yeah. Right. But there's like weirdness about because the heart is still there, but his head is somewhere else, and his head is alive as well. Like there's really weird shit going on there. And there's like some letters between Baum and some other people that I want to start reading to understand like what the thinking was and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, the Woodsman story is like really heartbreaking. It's funny, you read the books and you're like, man, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and just none of it has been in anything. Jack Pumpkinhead, yeah, and the no, that's all. I'm gonna have references to all of it. This is going to take place a little bit after, though. It's going to have like some of those characters I'm gonna hold off introducing so that it's like you work up to it and it's like something you earn in the story. It's not all just there, and you're not going to be straight to Emerald City. So it's a bit of like you're kind of like in a little bit of your own little Dorothy story. Can I call you Mom? Poor Pagorli. Spoiler. But yeah, the Tin Woodman is awesome. He's a crazy. He's a killer, man. But that's another thing that is weird about Oz is the character you don't technically die in Oz. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there that we have to kind of fabricate how things work around it. But I do want to stay grounded in the original books, and then we're going to build off of that. How do I get my dad to finally call me Dorothy? Mm-hmm. And that's what I was talking about. TikTok has no soul. So TikTok is a machine. TikTok has no soul. There's no heart to TikTok. There's no like that's the character I was trying to think of. So there's like nothing there. It's pure machinery. All right, let's get back to it. So anyway, so we got these little copper nuggets. Let's come up with an algorithm of things bouncing out from a space. That's what we're calling it. I can't work the 24th second. Oh, 24th to the second. Okay. Yes. Yes, I will be there. We'll do something, Greg, for sure. I'll take you up on that. That's a good time frame anyways. Nobody's really Can I call you teacher? Don't stand. Anytime you do if you do something with Greg, you can put that police song on the background. Don't stand so close to me. All this sexual, raw sexual tension. All right. I'm serious. If you're teaching art, I want in. Okay. So here's a concession we're going to make for this, for the dropping of the and collecting of resources. Now that we've been about 40 minutes into the stream, granted 12 of those was just trying to wrangle up the dog and get everything ready, which he's right here. We need a dog cam now. I just need a USB camera I can just kind of point around at places because he moves around a lot. I love you, handsome. All right. JD, I'm glad you know so much about it though, dude, because I don't have anyone to share this with. And it's like, there's a lot of cool, I don't know. It's so fucking creative. The early writings in American literature, like around that time in the 1900s, was so fucking creative. The same, I feel the same way about the Princess of Mars books and everything. There's all this like wild stuff in it that is so imaginative. Read some of the books when I was younger. Nice. Damn, it's crazy how much you remember. I just read some of that to my kids not a couple of years ago, and I remember most of like the broad strokes and the feeling of it all. Well, there's also like we have stuff for like underground too. There's a bunch of underground stuff in the world of Oz. So for dungeons and stuff, we can do stuff like that. But I am struggling with like, yeah. I am struggling with how do we tackle like enemies and violence and destroying things. And so I think we have to fabricate we're returning things back to the way they were or something along those lines. Because I feel like just going around and murdering stuff, that's the typical, we're going to do Oz with a twist. We're going to do Alice in Wonderland with a twist, and we're going to make it dark. And we're not doing that. I don't think I can do it. But obviously there's like murder and stuff in the books, but I do think there is that whole what do they call it? Not cognitive dissonance, but the when the story is written one way and when you play a game, you're like you play Uncharted and you're supposed to be this adventuring person and you're really just a serial killer. By the end of the first game, you've killed 400 people. Make Oz great again. That'll go over well. Oh my God. We stopped trade with the in the story we stopped trade with the China dolls. We blocked trade from the China dolls. We start building a wall around. Oh, there is already a wall around the Emerald City. We're building the wall higher. Oh fuck, that's awful. Put tariffs on and the blackface issue you're worried about is much more real. Yeah, I'm 100% aware of it. I was sketching out one of the flying monkeys, and I'm like, okay, the face. I have to do the face of. I'm gonna do this a very particular way to just completely go away from any of that shit. And I think the other thing too that we can do with them is make them many different colors. We can make them colorful, but there's still a problem of like you know, Cat in the Hat even has that issue where there's a term for it. I can't remember what it is, but it kind of recalls some of that. I'm super good at those ideas. I mean, in the Make Oz Great Again world. I see what you're saying. Oh, geez. Well, we're not actually doing that. We're all joking right now, right, guys? This is where you find out someone's not joking, and you realize you can't talk to them anymore. You're like, oh fuck. All right. So we're gonna explode. So the pieces are gonna fall out. So the way I figure it from the top view, we pick a random point around a circle to fall towards or shoot towards. So basically, we just have a random rotation value or random direction value that's around a circle. We can think of it as an angle, and we pick some direction around it, and then we shoot out some way. So from the side, if the circle is looking like this, the pieces, then we shoot some random range of velocity up and out in the direction. And then the piece kind of just goes whoop like that, or, whoop like this. Trying to make it look 3D, or whoop like over there. And so the pieces fall out. So the other thing is, and I think the conceit I'm going to make is that we're not going to care. We're going to let the client produce that action, and what the player sees on all ends for them is specific to them. So what I mean to say is, when something drops, I get something else and you get something else. The server tells the client what's going to drop, but you're going to shut off the entire stream, Calvin. You need to get out from under there. This is why I can't have you here, buddy. I don't know what it is, but you get obsessed with the corners. There's nothing there. Dude, I promise you, there's nothing over there. You're going to shut the stream off. Smallest flakes ever. It's alert, alert. 5 people with their hazards on. Hell yeah, man. All right. So that's the plan for dropping the resources. So let's work on it. I guess it'll just be a game function. So let's get started. We're going to start coding here. Okay, buddy. I love you. I love you too. I need you. I need you to chill. Do you need to go outside? No? Okay, what is it you want, buddy? There's nothing over there. I swear. No, there's nothing there. I don't see anything. You must smell something, but I swear to you, there's nothing there. There's nothing over there, Calvin. Cal, please, can I get to work? I was just going to get to work. Come on, buddy. Dude, there's nothing there. Okay, we're done. Okay, lay down. Go to your bed. Go to the bed. Go to the bed. Go lay down. Go lay down. There we go. Good boy. What do I want? The power to freeze time so I can rob a bunch of banks. Dude, if you had the power to freeze time, I guess you could do that. You could do that. I'm going to change the theme here, boys. I have this cool Atari theme, but it looks like shit for programming. So I think I got one that was like a snow winter one somewhere. Bro, Cal, is it Nord? Is that the one? NordVPN? We'll try Nord. No, it wasn't Nord. Oh, wait. We just did Nord. God bless America. Is it Farline? I think this might be it. Yeah, this is it. We'll try this for a little bit. It's a little dull. It's a little muted. Okay, so we're going to say drop resources or something. Resource drop. So this means in our packet sim, we need some way of determining what resources are dropping. Okay. And we need the concept of resources. We don't even have that in the game right now. So let's do that as well. And I guess why not have it be a thing? So this is a resource for sure is going to need to be. Oh, by the way, I think we also determined, I was doing some research and we want to avoid using a resource when we can use an object. So if we can use an object and we, instead of a resource, you want to favor that in Godot. But in our case, we're a resource is a reserved word. So now we need to come up with some other name for this. Come on, man. It's Friday. Push to prod. Do it. Oh, by the way, the 13th is when I finally am going to be able to register or pay for my Steam, for the Steam page. That's when the Twitch bucks drop. And so I'm going to use the Twitch bucks to pay for the Steam page. And I used Twitch bucks last month to pay for the LLC. And so we'll use the Twitch bucks for that. Rig, how's it going? Yeah, it gets complicated when you get deep into it, but most of the stuff I do with it are not things a good person would do. Well, I think ultimately, if you're going to use the power to stop time, you're probably not. Ultimately from a ethical standpoint, it's probably not a good thing, or moral. I don't know what it would fall under. Ethics are what you believe, right? And morals are more on the society or something. Is that accurate? I always forget. I get that stuff mixed up. Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Shouldn't you prefer ref counted over object? If I'm getting rid of them, in the case of so yeah, that's what I mean when I say if you can use an object over a resource, that's what I'm trying. All of the things that go with that is what I mean, Rig. But in my case, the whole packet concept, actually, I never create new ones. I'm creating one that I'm constantly reusing. If that makes sense. So when we get the packet takes a packed byte array and creates it into what it needs to be, or it shrinks it into what it needs to send. So it takes data, turns it into a packed byte array that it pushes out, or it takes the packed byte array and expands it into what it needs to be. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. And so I don't need that to be a resource because I'm always going to have, oh, my sim packets come in, I pass it through sim packet and it does this thing. Does that make sense? And so in that case, I don't need it to be a resource because I don't need it to be ref counted because it's never going away anyways. But I was reading some people talking about it, and if you use a resource when you don't really need to, it hits a cache in a way it isn't totally necessary. So it can be a bad thing. But I don't know. In my case, for the packet, we're going to say object. And then for this thing we're calling resources, we're going to make it a resource. But the problem with it is we can't call it a resource because that's a reserved word. So what do we call it? Loot drop? Do we call it loot? Do we call it... What should we call it? Trinkets? Bits? That's confusing. Any ideas, guys? If you touch someone's butt while time is frozen and they don't ever feel it or even know did it or did it actually happen? I see. I feel like butt grabbers want you to feel it. I've had that happen to me. I had that happen to me when I was like still in high school at the fairgrounds and some older woman grabbed my ass. Get out of the stuff, buddy. Stop, Calvin. Stop. Leave it alone. It's always the older woman.